Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles. Alright, salutation to your brothers on this thing, sincerity and truth and charity. And we're going to just hop right into it. You got the Ecclesiastes?
This is Ecclesiastes 12, verse 7. It says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High, who gave it."
Okay.
You got it, you good.
Okay. I'll read the joke for you then. Slaki. Which is plain, man. You know, you die, your flesh goes back to the earth, like it says in Genesis. From the dust you shall return.
Yeah.
Okay? And your spirit goes back to the Heavenly Father. That's it, that's all. It's no other interpretation to that, man. Alright, you got something?
Yeah. No, the joke. I just got the joke.
I'll read it for you. I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you run it. This is Job 3. You want me to start at the top or just get to 8?
Shit, you can do it too.
Alright, this is Job 3 and 8. I'm gonna start at 1. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, "Let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. Let the day be darkness, let not the Most High regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it." At this point, Job was going through hell, man. So he cursed it. He'd rather been dead than alive, man. All right? Same as our condition, man. Revelation say, hate not their lives unto death.
That's right.
Okay?
He cursed the day he was born. I believe Jeremiah did as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Jeremiah 20th chapter. 2014. I just hope this.
Yeah. Slocky. Yep. Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 14. He says, "Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed." You know?
Keep going.
Oh, God. It says, "Cursed be the man who brought tidings to my father, saying, a man-child is born."
He cursed the damn doctor. I mean, it's like not the doctor, that's the American thing. He cursed anybody that came and blessed his father for a boy being born, man. He said, shit, this is fucking hell here. He said, go ahead.
It says, "Making him very glad. And let that man be as the cities which Yahweh overthrew and repented not."
So he cursed the man that came to his father and blessed him for him being born, man. Alright, that's how fucking pissed he was at being alive. I mean, Jeremiah was a prophet of the Lord. So what does that mean about condition? But, you know, that's a different topic.
It says, "And let him hear the cry in the morning and the shouting at noontide. Because he slew me not from the womb, or that my mother might have been my grave, and her womb to be always great with me. Wherefore came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed with shame." And it kind of goes back to the same thing Etcher said. Like, why am I born to see the calamity of my people, man? To suffer these things, you know? It's better off to be dead than it's the scripture that actually say it. Shit, you know?
It's funny, all this goes into the actual lesson hell, too.
Yeah.
Because that's the condition, man.
I believe it's in Sirach, if I'm not mistaken, it speaks about better is the grave than to be poor. I'm roughly paraphrasing.
Is it Miss Rock?
No, I'm not finding it. Because I don't think I'm quoting it right. Better. I think it says better. The graves.
I'm going to keep reading this. Kind of research for that if you come across it. This is back in Job 3:5. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. It's like I'm going to start at 4. Let that day be darkness, let not the Most High regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. It's lucky. Shit. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for the night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of the months. Lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up the morning. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day. Because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Jeremiah, I think it's in the book of Jeremiah, it says, man's days is short and full of sorrow. Right? Jeremiah? Yep. Man's days is full of sorrow, man. Mm-hmm. Alright?
Which goes back to Job, and he said, man that be born of a woman. You know, they let you know they both was catching hell, man. Which is, in turn, symbolic of Israel. You know, us catching this hell. You know?
God. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did not the knees prevent me, or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept, then had I been at rest. With kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver. Alright? Or as in hidden untimely birth, I had not been as infants which never saw light, still births and stuff. Therefore the wicked cease from troubling, and there the wicked be at rest. The prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Which is the point of this, man. Every spirit goes back to the Heavenly Father, man. Whether you were good or evil on earth, you return to the Heavenly Father, man. You don't go to fucking hell. You don't go to fucking, purgatory, nothing like that, man.
Hades.
Right.
Or none of that madness.
Exactly, man. You go to the spirit world with the Heavenly Father. That's it. That's all, man. Wherefore is light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter soul, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than for hid treasures. Right, which is the end of that. You know. That's the end of that. You found that scripture?
Nah, I
got something else.
But yeah, I got something else. Because Job was catching hell. Which give reason to his sighing and crying. Which this is Jonah chapter 2 and 1. Then Jonah prayed unto Yahweh his power out of the fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of my affliction unto Yahweh, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. So that hell, man, is that condition, is that affliction that Jonah was catching, man. Which goes back to the same affliction that Job was catching, which is the same affliction in fire that was put on Jeremiah, man. Because that's Israel's lot on this side, man. We gotta experience this hell. Because we fucked up, man. You got something wrong?
This is Deuteronomy 32 and 22. 20. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children of whom is no faith. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not power. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with the foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn into the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with increase. So wait a minute. It says burn to the lowest hell, but shall consume the earth with an increase, man. So what is that? And set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spin my arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger and devoured with burning heat. And with bitter destruction I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. Which lets you know that hell is this condition, man. It's going through this shit. Alright? The fire represents affliction, as it says in Isaiah the 30th chapter. Alright? That's hell. And then ultimately, the thermonuclear destruction upon this place.
Yeah.
Alright? So it's this condition, and it ends with thermonuclear destruction, man. At least for us. Because then you heathens get hell, man.
That's right.
The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, the suckling also with the man of gray hairs. I said, I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. We're just going into the curses. That's hell, man. We fucking scattered across the earth, fucking completely slain, are at the hands of our enemies. It's fucking beaten, man. You got something?
Yeah. This is Acts. This is Acts 2. And I'm going to start at 29. It says, Men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David, that he is both dead and buried, and his sepulchre is with us unto this day. Therefore, being a prophet, and knowing that the heavenly Father had sworn with an oath to him, that of the fruit of his loins, according to the flesh, he would raise up Yahushua to sit on his throne, he, seeing this before, spake of the resurrection of Yahushua, that his soul was not left in hell, neither his flesh did see corruption. So the Heavenly Father's Son, Yahushua, who did no sin, so you saying he went to hell? According to the madness that the church teach, man. You know, because in this instant of hell, it's talking about the grave. And you got to have the discernment to understand the difference between the condition, what the ground, the grave, you know. And to back it up, this is Matthew 12 and 40. It says, For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, and he said that he was in hell. He was in that condition, right? So shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. So he was in hell as in the grave, man. Because when it says he saw no corruption, meaning Yahushua's body didn't start to decompose. You know, he was risen. He was resurrected. You know?
Just to go back with the hell being in the ground, is Amos 9 and 2. Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, this will I bring them down.
Yep.
Now, ain't no man digging into the fuck. Okay, to say hell is in the earth is crazy, man. If it's all spiritual. Alright, for one, no man can dig into the spirit world. That'll be bugged out. But hell is, in this case, just like, as Yahushua said, it's just the grave, man, the ground. The dirt, man. Though they dig into hell. You got something?
Yeah, I got another.
All right.
This is Psalms 139, and I'm going to start at 7. It says, Whither shall I go from thy spirit? Or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. And if I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. So is the spirit of the Lord in hell? According to the world's explanation of what the hell is, man? No. You know, this is simply saying that the Lord's spirit is everywhere, man. You know, whether you go up into the sky or whether you dig into the earth, or whether you be in a condition living luxury, or whether you be in hell and slavery and suffering the things we suffering. Regardless, man, the Lord is everywhere, man.
God, this is Psalms 86 and 12. I will praise thee, O Lord, my power with all my heart, and I will glorify thy name forever. For great is thy mercy toward me, and thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell. Which goes right back to that Deuteronomy, man. This condition we in, man. Being scattered, being in captivity, being fucked down by the edge of the sword, man. And it's going to it. O Most High, the proud are risen against me, and the assemblies of violent men have sought after my soul, and have not set thee before them. Okay? But thou, O Yahweh, art a power full of compassion and gracious, long-suffering, and plenteous in mercy and truth. So that's that lowest hell, man. Being in the hands of our fucking enemies. Alright? Being in this fucking slavery, man. You got another one? We're at the moment. So I get the Psalm 116 real quick.
Yeah, you go ahead with that.
This is Psalms 116. I'm going to start at 1. I love Yahweh because he had heard my voice and my supplications. Because he hath declined his hearing to me, therefore will I call upon him as long as I live. As long as I live. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the pains of hell got hold of me. I found trouble and sorrow. That's the definition of hell, man. Trouble and sorrow. He just broke it down as long as he lived. So while we're living on this earth, all right, we're living a life of trouble and sorrow, man. We're in the condition of hell. In fact, we are currently in the lowest hell, man.
Yeah.
All right, we are in Babylon the Great. And boy, is it a great goddamn Babylon, man. Great confusion, great torments.
Yep. This is Isaiah 14:9. It says, I'm going to start at 7. It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come against us. Which, who is the man that's cutting down all the forests and the trees, man? Who?
It's a lot.
Go ahead,
It's a lot, y'all.
No,
This is back in Psalms 116:3. The sorrows of death had compassed me, and the pains of hell got hold upon me. I found trouble and sorrow. Then called I upon the name of Yahweh. O Yahweh, I beseech thee, deliver my soul. Gracious is Yahweh and righteous. Yea, our power is merciful. Yahweh preserveth the simple. I was brought low, and he helped me. Return to thy rest, O my soul, for Yahweh have dealt bountifully with me. Which is further just proving that definition of what hell is, man. Alright? For thou hast delivered my soul from death. Us being in this grave, man. Us being in slavery, that's death. My eyes from tears and my feet from falling. I will walk before Yahweh in the land of the living. I believe, therefore have I spoken. I was greatly afflicted. I said in my haste, all men are liars. What shall I render unto Yahweh for all his benefits toward me? Now, I will take the cup of salvation and call upon him Yahweh. So not only is hell being in this captivity, also what comes with that, man, is being under the ideas of this place, man. That's why I said the truth shall make you free. All right? So being in this captivity, serving these idols, that's death and hell, man. Now we have, although we're still dead, all right, we're still in hell, but we got a way out of it, man, which is this truth. All right, and that's why we call and praise upon the name Yahweh. As King David is saying, man. What shall I render unto Yahweh for all his benefits toward me? I will take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of Yahweh. In the land of the captivity, we will remember his name, man. That's the hell. I will pay my vows unto Yahweh now in the presence of all his people, and the presence of all, man. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. O Yahweh, truly I am thy servant. I am thy servant and the son of thy handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bonds. I will offer thee the sacrifice of thanksgiving and will call upon the name of Yahweh. I will pay my vows to Yahweh now in the presence of all his people, in the courts of Yahweh's house, in the midst of thee, O Jerusalem. Praise ye Yahweh. So this is not somebody that died and was met Satan and seen all this shit, felt the actual flames, saw him with the pitchfork, prayed from hell and got delivered. No, this is prophecy about for this layer about being in captivity. All right, being at the hands of fucking Esau. All right, being brought up in this bullshit doctrine as well. All right, at one point walking in the congregation of the dead. But we'll take hold upon this truth, man. That call upon Yahweh Shai, that cup of salvation, so we can be delivered out of this hell.
God, this is Isaiah 14. I'm gonna start up at verse 4. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. And we all know who that is, which is Esau Edom, the king of Babylon. It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. Which literal trees and people are likened to trees. You know, this guy going around oppressing every goddamn body.
It says, so larger desire is hell.
Yep.
And then in Proverbs, the precept to that, I'm going to just get the two precepts.
Verse 9, though, this is the point. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. You know? So like the brother said, man, as King David was praying, obviously he was still alive. Here it is when you keep reading and get the full. And matter of fact, I'm going to keep reading. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, which is talking about these other nations, man. The brother just said, the man that wandereth out the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. That's why Ezekiel 37, the children of Israel, we were what, man? Dry bones, man. We were all dead. You know? And through this word, through Yahweh Shah, we are made alive. We are quickened. It says, even all the chief ones of the earth, it hath raised up from their thrones.
Which the Lord called, because then he tells you what he means by the dead is awakened, man. Mm-hmm. The chief ones of these nations, man. The weak saying that they are strong.
Yep. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, right? So hell beneath is moved at his coming, right? So how is all these people going to be speaking to him? All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. And that's what it is, man. You getting brought out of your rulership and you getting put in what, man? In the condition we was put in, man. Slavery, ultimately, man. And all that came with it. All these curses. The lowest part of hell, man.
Which is the story of Lazarus and the rich man. Alright? We're Lazarus, man. We're that poor man in fucking hell. Alright? Because that was the condition. The Lord found it fair to put the rich man in hell. Alright? As a punishment for Lazarus being in the condition he didn't help him. Which lets you know the Lord is fair, eye for eye. So the hell it's talking about is the condition that Lazarus was once in.
Yeah.
But without all that, it's plain, man. It's right here. They're going to be brought from heaven down to hell, man. It's going to be the end of their heaven. They're going to go into the deepest hell, as we are currently in the deepest hell. And they ain't going to get double that. So it's going to get double deep, goddammit. And so it's all good, you know. It's all good, man.
It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, In the noise of thy bowels, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Which is talking about the infrastructure of this place, and even your financial system, man, is corroded, is corrupted, and is getting eaten away. It's losing its power. You know, you look at the roads out here, you look at the bridges, look at the state of this country. Period, man.
Everything about this place is low. The whole country's morale is low, man.
No, yeah, I keep reading. Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Right, which was in the earlier the chapter. The chapter. It said the king of Babylon. So Lucifer ain't no guy. You know, Satan was his angel. Lucifer was once his angel, playing the harp and fucking heaven and shit. He was like in the middle playing the harp, raw as fuck. I want to be God. What? And then they made a war with the Most High and got banished to hell to rule that. So he still got his wish. Now he's ruling his own fucking shit. No, man. No. That's the king of Babylon, man. And who's the king of Babylon? It says Babylon is the beauty of the Chaldees, which is Esau Edom, his fake Jewish Rex, man. Amalek, the chief seat. And the rest of these goddamn Caucasians is his bloodline, man. His bone, flesh, his flesh. Esau Edom is Babylon. Psalms 137. Yeah. Which is the so-called white man, Obadiah. What is the 4th verse? Him that dwells in the clefts of the rock. You fucking Caucasians, cave dwellers. Alright? Your hell is coming, man. Deuteronomy 30:7. All this curse that's upon us, you placed upon our enemies, man. You should be brought down to the lowest hell times 2. Alright? As we're brought down to the lowest hell, man. Under your hands.
It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?
Which you're the one that put the nations in the hell. When it said the nations rose up, the hell was moved and stirred for thee. Alright, it said you're the one that weakened those nations, man. Alright, and hell, technically we're included in that, man. Hell, we got it the worst, man.
This is Revelations.
Which lets you know Esau is the devil. Because he's the one that put us in hell, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that put the whole goddamn world in hell, man.
Yeah.
And you're the ruler of sin, man.
The hammer of the earth.
That's right.
Because Isaiah 14, the 6th verse said, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. And it lets you know in verse 4 that it was talking about the king of Babylon. And when you go to Jeremiah, I think it's the 50th chapter, Jeremiah was talking about what? Babylon, man. The hammer of the earth, which lets you know that Jeremiah was talking about a future Babylon and not the Babylon during his time. Because when did this happen to the king of Babylon in Isaiah 14? Because after, to my recollection, in our history, after the Babylonian captivity, we served the Persians. Well, Isaiah 14:2 says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So when you go to verse 4, it clearly is talking about the king of Babylon. So when did that happen? You know? We didn't have the Babylonians in captivity after the Babylon went down. We served the Persians. And after we served the Persians, we served the Greeks. And after we served the Greeks, it was the Romans, which is the same goddamn people. So when did that happen? This is Revelation 20:10. Yeah, I'm starting at 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And that's talking about the nuclear missiles that's going to burn, man. And this place is going to be hot for a certain amount of time. Verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High. And the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which are written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, which the sea is the people. The dead is those that don't have this truth, which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. You know? So death and hell, talking about this goddamn place, man, to condition these people in. Because, hey, guess what they believe in? Their philosophy is death, man, that strange woman. In Proverbs, it speaks about her ways go, they don't know her ways goeth to death, man. These people don't know that they out here dead, you know, and that they in hell, man. It says...
And that they come into that nuclear destruction, man.
Yeah.
Which is called the second death.
Yep. It says... which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
The spirit kind. So how can hell be hell? The actual hell be that fire if it says hell's going to be cast into that fire, man? That's the ending of our captivity, as we read in Deuteronomy. And in fact,
and that's the victory over death, 3 hours shy. You know, oh death, where is thy sting?
That's right. Real quick, this is just to go back to the that Deuteronomy, 2nd Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, and his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, which is the nuclear missiles, man. Job 20 of chapter goes into those nukes, man. How they come out the it's all fucking good shit. The water, good Ecclesiastes 4:9, brother.
This is Job 20 and 25, 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body.
Right, out of the body. We're talking about the earth, man. Out of the missile silos, man. Alright, throw that bow of steel. Go ahead.
Yea, the glistering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. You know?
Is that the same scripture that fire not kindled?
A fire not blown?
Kind. If it's not that, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I gotta find it though.
No, that's cool. But that lets you know that's them nukes, man. That iron weapon. Okay, so that's them arrows that's gonna shoot from ends of earth to other. What is that called? Intercontinental travel, man. ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. It's the same travel.
Next verse. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places.
Go ahead.
A fire not blown shall consume him.
Right, a fire not blown shall consume him, man. Which is that nuclear fission. Let's mix those up. Nuclear fusion. All right, which one of them, man? Which is that chemical reaction. Basically, the power of the sun, man, being put inside of a fucking missile. All right, you ain't feeling like no match or take some sticks rub together and try to build the fire up and shit. Hell no, man. Let's let you know what that still iron weapon is, man. Because in ancient words, actual arrow, you have to take it, light it, then shoot that bitch. No. All right. So back in this second end,
it says, "It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle."
Yeah, ain't no flesh is survival.
That's right.
Shit. Second Ezra 16:13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss may begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Okay, so that's the end of all of this. Nukes. But in the midst of it is torments and plagues. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again till they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it continue. The foundation until it can consume the foundation of the earth. Which goes right back to that Deuteronomy. It tells you the end, which is going to be nukes. And leading up to the end is also going to be fire, man. Just as Yahweh Shai wished when he comes, he's coming to bring fire, he wished for fire to already be here. Alright? Which goes to all these uprisings across the fucking the world. There's the race wars to come. That's part of them fires, man. Alright? And hell, even the plagues of Egypt coming back upon this place. But just showing that affliction is counted as fire and sometimes counted as arrows, man. The fire is kindled and should not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Alright, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a mimic. So the first arrows is talking about this hell, the famine and all this shit that's coming, man, just the afflictions. Which the finale is going to be them actual nukes, man. Alright, so you got to link the scriptures up, precept upon precept. Just because you see a fucking word, don't just take what you learned as no fucking American and run with it, man. Mm-hmm. And also you got to remember that these are visions too, that's in the spiritual. Well, that's the thing, you got to be spiritual discerning. Because you got to be spiritual.
Yep. This is, just got a couple, because I just typed in hell in the search and just see what all popped up for hell. Job 11:8. It says, it is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell, what canst thou know? And we know just off there, he's saying high as heaven, he's talking about the sky. And what's deeper than hell, he's talking about the ground. You know? The context clues, I ain't even got to read up and down. I can just read that and tell what it's talking about. This is Psalms 9:17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget the Most High. Hey, you gonna suffer the afflictions, man. You're going to suffer those things that the brother just read about. And if you're not an Israelite, ultimately you going into slavery, man. And hey, that's the lowest hell, man. Mm-hmm. King David constantly prayed. Well, this is Psalm 16:10, which I read it in Acts. This is the prophecy that King David gave. This is Psalm 16:10. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. And this is King David prophesying in the spirit about Yahweh Shai. He's saying you will not leave Yahweh Shai's soul in hell, man. Which the Acts and the Matthew explained it. That it was talking about the grave. You know? Psalms 18:5. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. You know? And that goes into King David sighing and crying about the conditions he was in, man. King David went through hell. Just read the story, man. Saul tried to kill him. His own sons came against him. You know? Psalms 86:13. For great is thy mercy toward me, and thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell. And this all of the elect can say that, man. You know, great is the mercy that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has showed. Lord willing, we those men. And the Lord going to deliver us from the lowest hell, man. He's going to deliver us out of this captivity. We just read in Revelation that death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. You know, affliction shall not rise up a second time. And it's plenty more. It's plenty more. But I'll read this. Proverbs 15:24. The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. And that explains, that's simple. The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. How can you depart from hell if it's a place you go and die and burn forever?
Right, which lets you know, that goes right to that Psalms I read, man. Departing from this goddamn slave mentality, man. departing from the ways of death. Like the brother quoted earlier, man. Him that learned not to wear the Lord remain in the congregation of the dead.
Yeah, I describe it.
You know?
This is Proverbs 16, I think. This is Proverbs 16.
So I hope you're already quoted.
Yeah. Okay. This is Luke 16, and I'm gonna get straight to the point because we mentioned about the rich man and Lazarus, and and explained this talk. It's in the kingdom of heaven how the roles gonna be flipped, like the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. This is Luke 16:22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom, which that represents the elect. Abraham's bosom is the kingdom of heaven. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell,
which like Abraham's bosom, which goes to us receiving the covenant. We received this promise. We received the salvation because of the covenant made to Abraham. All right. In fact, the scripture in Isaiah that talks about that the Lord is our Lord, even though Abraham be ignorant of us.
Yeah.
Exactly, because we not known into our covenant, we not known into it. So when we enter into Abraham's bosom, that's us receiving our covenant, us receiving these laws back in us, man. I just quoted it, so that's good. We can go there.
It says, verse 23. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. So here it is, Abraham and Lazarus in hell. Well, it just said that Lazarus was carried into Abraham's bosom. And then it said that the rich man was in hell. But he see Abraham and Lazarus. How is that? It says, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. And that flame is talking about that affliction that they're going to get, man. They're going to be delivered to the lowest hell. Everything going to be set right side up. These devils going to be in the rightful place that they were supposed to be. Genesis the 25th chapter says the elder shall serve the younger, man. It says, and send Lazarus that he may dip his finger in water and cool my tongue, so to ease that torment, man. Hey, but the Lord, it clearly says, man, to him that have shown no mercy, he ain't getting no mercy, man. You didn't show us no mercy. Isaiah speaks about that you heavily laid the yoke upon the ancient, man. The Lord said he delivered us into your hands and you showed us no mercy, man. Matter of fact, you helped forward the affliction. It says, but Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime, in your heaven, right, in your rulership, you receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now is he comforted, and thou art tormented. And that's what's going to happen, man, the trading of places, man. And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would not come from thence. So ain't no Edomite gonna be comfortable and chilling with the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven, man. It ain't gonna be no hand in hand in the kingdom of heaven. All Edomites gonna suffer what the rich man is gonna suffer, man. Because you suffering as a whole, as a nation. We suffered as a whole. So it ain't gonna be no Edomite motherfucking living lavish in the kingdom, man. You gonna be fucking servants. You gonna be picking cotton and doing shit that we did, man. You got it,
That's really it. That's really it. Let's see something real quick.
And it ain't gonna be no Israelite begging or having to fucking work in the kingdom, man.
This is Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. And I brought that out for that Luke, because it said both men died, man. Which for one, that Luke is a parable. It's not literal. All right, and both men died in the sense of, they passed this new age. Essentially, that's what it's going into. To sum it up, man, a new heaven, new earth, and which is switched, man. We gonna be on top. Jerusalem gonna be back on top, man. All right, and you heathens gonna be in captivity, as it says in Revelation, the 2nd chapter.
Yep, ruled them with a rod of iron, man.
In fact, I'm gonna keep reading down. Shit. Okay, yeah. And Revelations 2:4. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. There shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. He that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I'll be his power, and he shall be my son. And one of those things we're going to inherit is Bible shot. Can you read Revelation 2:26 real quick? Mm-hmm. To see what one of those things we're going to inherit. I think it's 2:26.
It's Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
So there you go. We're going to put you heathens, especially Esau Edom, in the lowest of hell, man. Just as Esau Edom has put us in the lowest of hell. That's one of the things we look to do when we overcome, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Baratazah. What's one to that verse?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It says, and he shall rule them with the rod of iron.
We're going to beat your ass. Lowest of hell. Times 2.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
You're going to be broken like a fucking vase. To shivers. Mm-hmm. We're going to completely break your ass. We're going to show you what hell is. We're going to make this like a goddamn cakewalk.
It says, even as I received of my Father.
That's right. That's our inheritance, man. Joint heirs with Yahweh Shai.
Yep. And that goes back to Psalms, the 2nd chapter. When Yahweh Shai received, with the prophecy of Yahweh Shai receiving it, in Psalms, the 2nd chapter. Okay. And Romans 8 says you're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, Okay.
This is back in Revelation 21:7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And the brother brought out, through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, already brought out that the hell shall be cast into that fire, man, that second death. So when it says both men died, it's talking about this period of time. All right, the elect is going to be adorned, all right, as a bride to be given to Yahushua. We're going to be New Jerusalem, all right, and the rest, they're going to be fucking burned up, man. Essentially, of course, the nukes is in America, but these motherfuckers going to be burned up, man. They're going to be partaking in that second death. Mm-hmm. That's the death. And then what's after that? We're going to, though they dig into hell, we shall bring them up. Though they climb into heaven, we're going to bring them down. Put them in that captivity, man. Put them in that lowest pit of hell. It's that simple, man. The scriptures ain't that hard, man. I'm charged. We're going to keep going. If you want to go to the next level, we can go get the slavery scriptures to show you that's the next stage. Like, fuck, it's not that complicated.
At all. Go ahead. It's plain to those that are holy, that are separated. You know, through the spirit and power Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the water Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know? But hey, the brother read verse 8, it says, but the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns by fire. And when you jump back to chapter to Revelation 20 and 13 that we read earlier, it said in the sea, which you find out what the sea is, you know, when you jump back to Revelation is it 18? It's not 18. Salakia. Revelation might be 13. Right, 17 and 15, Salakia. It says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues, right? So it says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, just letting you know it is talking about people, all the people. And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, which goes back to the fearful, the unbelieving, the abominable, the murderers, the whoremongers, the sorcerers, the idolaters, and all liars, you know? So forth and so on, man, all those that work wickedness, you know? But I'm holding second interest because the brother spoke about in Lazarus, you know, when it spoke about how Lazarus and the rich man died, and he said it's just the changing of an age, man. Holy Jerusalem coming down from heaven. This is second Esdras 6 and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You know? So once this destruction taking place, and Esau get brought down, man, hey, the next rulership is Jacob, is Yasharallah. You know? And that's the holy Jerusalem coming out of heaven. And that's the Melech men coming out of the chariots, coming to hunt you goddamn heathens and you goddamn devils down, man. So with that, man, hey, we hope it was edifying. Until next time, you know, we give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all you Achim who preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity and in charity, you know, who's rightly dividing the word of truth directly and correctly. You know, salutations to you, brothers. Shalom.
Shalom.